Then Pilate, having called together Nicodemus and the 15 men who said that Jesus was not born through fornication, said to them, "What shall I do, seeing there is like to be a tumult among the people?" They said unto him, "We know not. Let them look to it who raised the tumult." Pilate then called the multitude again and said to them, "Ye know that ye have a custom that I should release to you one prisoner at the feast of the Passover. I have a noted prisoner, a murderer, who is called Barabbas, and Jesus, who is called Christ, in whom I find nothing that deserves death. Which of them, therefore, have ye in mind that I should release to you?" They all cry out and say, "Release to us Barabbas." Pilate saith to them, "What then shall I do with Jesus, who is called Christ?" They all answered, "Let him be crucified." Again they cry out and say to Pilate, "Ye are not a friend of Caesar, if you release this man. For he hath declared that he is the Son of God, and a king. But are you inclined that he should be a king, and not Caesar?" Then Pilate, filled with anger, said to them, "Your nation hath always been seditious, and you are always against those who have been serviceable to you." The Jews replied, "Who are those who have been serviceable to us?" Pilate answered them, "Your God, who delivered you from the hard bondage of the Egyptians and brought you over the Red Sea as though it had been dry land, and fed you in the wilderness with manna and the flesh of quails, and brought water out of the rock, and gave you a law from heaven. Ye provoked him always, and desired for yourselves a molten calf, and worshipped it, and sacrificed to it, and said, These are thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, on account of which your God was inclined to destroy you. But Moses interceded for you, and your God heard him and forgave your iniquity. Afterwards you were enraged against and would have killed your prophets Moses and Aaron when they fled to the tabernacle, and ye were always murmuring against God and his prophets. And rising from his judgment seat, he would have gone out, but the Jews all cried out, We acknowledge Caesar to be king and not Jesus. Whereas this person, as soon as he was born, the wise men came and offered gifts unto him, which when Herod heard, he was exceedingly troubled, and would have killed him. When his father knew this, he fled with him and his mother Mary into Egypt. Herod, when he heard he was born, would have slain him, and according sent and slew all the children which were in Bethlehem, and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under. When Pilate heard this account, he was afraid, and commanding silence among the people, who made a noise, he said to Jesus, Art thou therefore a king? All the Jews replied to Pilate, He is the very person whom Herod sought to have slain. Then Pilate, taking water, washed his hands before the people and said, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. Look ye to it. The Jews answered and said, His blood be upon us and our children. Then Pilate commanded Jesus to be brought before him, and spake to him in the following words, Thy own nation hath charged thee as making thyself a king. Wherefore I, Pilate, sentence thee to be whipped according to the laws of former governors, and that thou be first bound, then hanged upon a cross, in that place where art thou now a prisoner, and also 2 criminals with thee, whose names are Demas and Gestas.